Hey guys, welcome back to T2SMC Trader. So here I'm going to show you the 7 a.m. Killzone entry. So actually I took that entry, I just put it the limit order. The theme is 7 a.m. Killzone entry depends on the 6:30 to 7 a.m. in that time. If it is a bullish run around 6:30 to 7 a.m., then I will wait for a bearish big move or the market structure shift after 7 a.m. This entry is valid until 7:30. Here, as you can see that market went higher, take that buy side liquidity, and then give me the lower market structure shift. There is two fair value gap, and I put my limit order depending on that breaker block, high, low, higher, high. Stop loss is just going to cover the last fair value gap or the breakaway gap. I could put my limit order around the entry fair value gap, but I prefer to put my limit order around the breaker block low. So that's why I put the limit order. The theme is market went higher, take the buy side liquidity after 6:30 and then give me the lower market structure shift. Here the higher time frame is new day opening gap high, that is the higher time frame PTRA. So I covered that new day opening gap high as well. You can see that is the relatively equal lows, which is my extreme target, and it is near about 22 handle. I'm just waiting to see that if it can take me actually. So I will wait if and only if market take that sell side liquidity, which I have marked relatively equal lows, then I'm not going to take this entry, and that means I'll cancel the limit order. Otherwise, let's see if it can take me and hit my target or not. Again, if it doesn't take me, before taking me, if it hit that sell side liquidity, I'm not going to take this entry anymore. That means I'm going to remove this trade or the limit order. I believe that it will reach at least until the entry gap after the market structure shift, the entry gap. But if it doesn't go until the entry gap, at least it should tap to the breaker block low. Okay. I wish it will take me. I have already talked about this 7 a.m. Killzone entry in my YouTube live streaming. There you go. It has taken me. Now I hope that it's not going to nude opening gap high. It can maximum reach until the last fair value gap. I prefer that the last gap or the breakaway gap 50% should be unfilled. Okay. The 50% of that last fair value gap should be unfilled as it has reached until the entry gap now. So I could go for the precise entry, but I was afraid that maybe market won't take me, so I put my limit order around the breaker block. So let's see now if it can fall and go for my sell side liquidity. As you can see, it's 22 handle, 2 tick, two tick, something like that. That is my target, and it's more than enough, to be honest. I hope that it will fall before stopping me out. Again, it can trade the last gap as well before falling the breakaway gap, but I prefer that market is not going to break the nude opening gap high. You see the blue line, that nude opening gap high. I don't want to see any kind of body close out that nude opening gap high. And also the breakaway gap 50% should be unfilled. I mean, even if body go week go a little higher of the 50%, body should close around 50% or below the 50% of the last gap or the breakaway gap after market structure shift, entry gap, and the last gap. Okay. 7M Killzone entry is really awesome, which is really simple, and I will explain it today again around the AM live session. I wish that it will help you or build you more confident or make you more confident to go for this type of entry. This entry is valid between 7 to 7:30 a.m. Best thing is to avoid this entry if you have any kind of morning session red folder news. But in the meantime, you can try. Okay, you should observe it, and then if it works for you, go for it. So far, it's a bullish run, and I believe that market is not going to break that new opening gap high. So my stop loss covered both new opening gap high and the last gap or the breakaway gap. So I hope that my stop loss is safe. But if I get stopped out, then I will take re-entry if market fail to take the extreme high. So far it has traded the last gap and the new opening gap high. Both has been traded. Let's see. It's time to fall. I want to see some kind of big run now toward the sell side liquidity. That's a good thing. Okay. Again, if I get stopped out and market fail to take that extreme high, I will take re-entry. Okay, because my stop loss is little tight. But I wish that I'll be okay. This is not hindsight. I have already sent the screenshot to the Discord, so you can check our Discord as well. I really want to see some kind of lower move now with the speed that will help me to believe that this market is extremely bearish and the 7 a.m. logic is going to work. See this candle, the way it is going. I want to see this type of big candle now. And here is the last favorable gap. Just let me mark it here. This is the last gap which has been traded, and as you can see, it didn't even reach until the 50% of that breakaway gap. So it's a good thing. I wish that market will never go back again to the breakaway gap, and it will keep falling with speed now. This is the inversion gap, and as you can see, market tapped to this gap and took the liquidity. So let me mark the inversion gap as well. Body has closed little above the mean, I mean 50% of that inversion gap, but I can see it's a fake breakout. So far it's cool, and I believe that market is not going to go until the inversion gap 50%. So I can put it simply just one tick above the breakaway gap. My stop loss can be just one tick above the breakaway gap. Now it's like 10 handle stop loss. I wish that it's not going to break the inversion gap 50% anymore. So it will keep falling now. That is my intention to see that it will keep falling. And this is the order block. Before falling, it can, I mean, retest, I mean, it can test that order block. Okay. To be honest, before falling, it can test order block one more time. If it doesn't, that is the best case of scenario because I need some kind of speed now. News is very near to me. I want to see that market will go toward the sell side liquidity without, uh, I mean, without wasting any time over here. It should keep falling. But again, before falling, it can maximum go until the mean threshold of that order block. I just didn't mark the mean threshold, but if it go to the mean threshold, I will mark it. I can so far I can expect that market is not going to break the inversion fair value gap 50%. As you can see, here is relatively equal loss, another relatively equal loss, which is going to be my first partial. So I will take a partial around this area, and I will hold my rest until the liquidity, sell side liquidity. Okay. I mean, if I can take the partial and then put my stop loss to the break even, that is the best case of scenario. Even if I'm wrong, at least I will cover some profit. That's my plan right now. I need the speed. I'm not getting the speed, which is not good at all. I need speed toward the sell side liquidity now. That's cool. uh, okay, little difficult this area to be patient, but if you think that your stop loss is small, for example, right now my stop loss is for 10 handle, and I think that I'm okay. I mean, just 10 handle stop loss safe. So I would love to let this run go. Either it will hit my target profit or it will hit my target, I mean stop loss. So I should not be very worried about this entry. The way I explained it in my past live streaming, you should let this go, okay? But my trailing stop loss is little fast. That can be a problem. Otherwise, I believe that this is going to work. So I need just some speed now. As you can see, like the way I was expecting the speed, it is providing me that, but not huge candle. I need some kind of huge candle. That's all. In the meantime, guys, don't forget to push the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are new. We are learning and we are earning here. So make sure that you are the member of our family. Everything is free over here. So please make sure that you have subscribed to our free group or free channel or free membership. Okay, it is going higher. It can go higher one more time to trade that order block. It is acceptable. Uh, if you ask me, yeah, it is possible. Still, my stop loss covered the mean threshold of that order block, also the breakaway gap 50% and the inversion fair value gap. So I have a lot of PDRA over there. More importantly, my stop loss still covered the new day opening gap high. Okay, so my stop loss should be safe over there, and I believe that this market will fall and give me the profit. So before the New York session, I want to cover 20 handle profit, 22 handle, something like that. That much profit I want to cover that. There is a small volume balance. I really don't know how to use this volume balance. Let me. Okay, so for this volume balance, this is supporting the logic. So let me mark it. I mean, it is actually holding the price. As you can see, it just tapped to this volume balance and then it started to fall. So it's a good news that the volume balance is also supporting my idea. So let's see if it can fall for the first partial right now and then go for the sell side liquidity or not. This type of Mickey Mouse move actually made me little worrying about. I mean, made me worry. I love this type of, see this move. I love it. Okay, that is the speed I was expecting. Okay, so I hope that this will go like this way and it will take my sell side liquidity. Let me put my stop loss to the break even because I have already got my partial. So if it reverse now, so at least I have to make sure that I will get a stop loss to the break even. And so far you can see it just a big wick which has made that sell side liquidity much more stronger after taking the partial. I wish that it will take that strongest liquidity as well. Now my stop loss is just above the volume balance. Okay, so I'm not going to cover the order block anymore because my entry or the break even area is not going to support that logic. So I would love to see if there is a fair value gap, if market can make a fair value gap right now over here, and then that fair value gap will work as a breakaway gap. That means if it works as an unfilled gap, then I mean put my stop loss much lower. Okay. I have to be little patient here because I have already got my partial and stop loss is at the break even. So even if it doesn't hit my target, I will be profitable. Still, I will be profitable. But I really would love to see that this parallel gap. Okay, market just tap to this parallel gap now. Let me mark it. This parallel gap will be unfilled and price will respect this gap and then it will fall. So I'll put my stop loss over there, just cover that half, up close body close candle. That means even if it close that fair value gap, that up close body close candle will work as an order block, as the highest one didn't work. So I want to see like that way. But my intention is to see this gap will be unfilled. Okay. So I'll put my stop loss little more lower. If it can go and close below those sell side liquidity or the first partial area. If it can close below that area, then I'll put my stop loss much more lower. And in the meantime, if it hit my sell side, then obviously I have nothing to do. So let's see how it is going to close below that first partial area. This one, okay. Well, it has closed below that line. Uh, just a bit, okay. It can be fake breakout. That means one candle close below that sell side liquidity, then very next candle close inside that range again. So it can be the fake breakout. I just need to make sure that it has actually broke below that liquidity level. I just need to make sure that before moving my stop loss. Well, that's a good thing. Just hit the target, man. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, I'll put it over here now because it came very near to the sell side liquidity. Now it can reverse from there. It is possible. Okay, so I don't want to get stopped out to the break even. So I put my stop loss here so that even if it reverse, I'll cover some profit as well over there. That is the logic for trailing the stop loss. But again, it is first trailing stop loss. I'm not going to support or I'm not going to influence any of you to follow my trailing stop loss. I do it like this way because it is convenient for me to cover more profit. But sometimes I get stopped out prematurely. Okay, so I can get stopped out prematurely, but I prefer either it will hit my target or it will hit my stop loss right now. There is no reason to put the stop loss to the break even now, and then it will reverse and then stop me out to the break even. I don't like it. I wish that within 1 or 2 minutes it will hit my target. So let's see if this candle can hit my target. That is okay. There you go. There you go. Boom. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that it was insightful for all of you. If you like it, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. So until the next video, cheers guys.